Hello my Wolfpack and welcome to another Spyro video. So we know about the news of Spyro being delayed. If you didn't know, Spyro has been delayed. The Reignited Trilogy obviously, not just, the original games back 20 years ago, but the Reignited Trilogy has been delayed to November the 13th. Don't know why I felt the need to clarify that, but I felt I did. Today I kind of want to talk to you about why it's a good thing and why it should hopefully be no big deal. I've seen a couple of people really upset that it's not going to be released, but honestly, if you look at things, it's probably a good idea. So we now know, because of their statement, that Spyro still needs some love. It still needs a little bit more love in the game, which basically translates to it's not finished yet. We're kind of, struggling to finish it. That's kind of what they're more or less said. And it's a little bit difficult to bite down on initially. I understand people being upset initially. I'm a little bit disappointed personally, but I'm thinking this is actually a good thing. So well, not necessarily a good thing, but it's better than the alternative. So when you think of Spyro, and then you think, what am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? I don't actually know what I'm thinking of. When you think of Spyro and then you think of the worst game, what game comes to mind? Now, for most of you, it might actually be some of the Legend of series, but of the original kind of 5 games, which game to you stands out as being the worst? And I can almost 100% convincingly say that it is Enter the Dragonfly. Enter the Dragonfly was such a rushed mess. And why do I say rushed mess? Because honestly, there are so many bugs in that game. You can literally complete the game in, I think, like 3 minutes. It has such long loads. Its graphics are good, but they're very hazy, they're very kind of washy, and it also causes the game to lag a lot. There are just so many little issues. As I think I mentioned, load times. Load times are horrendous on that game, especially considering the consoles at the time, and you can clip through near enough everything. So they didn't bug test it, they didn't kind of test it out. It was very rushed. It was just, chucked out. And this is a time before downloadable content, so they couldn't patch any of the issues. And I think everyone would say that it was a bit of a fail of a game. And then they brought out Hero's Tale, which was actually a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I might actually play it on the channel because I really loved a Hero's Tale. That was actually a lot of fun for me. I thought it was a new kind of concept. It was a bit wacky. The biggest thing was that the square and circle were swapped over, but I really enjoyed it. But what I'm going to translate this to the Reignited Trilogy in saying that if they rushed it, we would have a similar thing to Enter the Dragonfly. Now, I don't know about you, but I really don't want to see a glitchy game where you can literally complete the game in 3 minutes because you can just glitch through the ground, quite literally. I think you head bash through the ground and you just go into the zone. I don't know whether it was you clip through the ground or whether there was just a hitbox storage or something for the portal that was just underneath. I'm not 100% sure, in honesty, what it actually is as a glitch, but I would rather they spent the time, they made it look spick and span, they made sure it ran great. It already looks like it's running great, but I think they need to obviously make sure that it runs great on all the levels, that they're not suffering from an extreme amount of lag because of too many things on the screen, too many layers, too many textures. They also just need to make sure that there's no bugs, there's no glitches, because in any game you are going to have glitches 100% of the time. There is going to be a glitch. Like, I don't know if there's ever been a game made of substantial value that is that's not had a glitch, because everything has a glitch nowadays. Just because you can't see all the glitches, and it's just generally an oversight sometimes. But that's why I don't like. I would rather wait an extra 2 months, which is not even 2 months. It is like a month and a half. It's like 50 extra days or something. And that isn't that much for, for me, my standards are quite high for this game because it does look very good. But, I would rather have 2 months and have a really high standard game, reflecting the originals really well, plays really well, than have it come out in on the original date and be Enter the Dragonfly graphics. I know there are some people that do love Enter the Dragonfly, but you even have to admit there are a lot of issues with it. But yeah, that's kind of all I really wanted to say. I just wanted to like be honest with you guys and just like it's a big project. It is a big project. I don't think it's fair to blame anyone. Things like this happen all the time. We've had delays like Kingdom Hearts 3 has been delayed quite significantly. Like films as well. I believe How to Train Your Dragon. That was supposed to the How to Train Your Dragon 3 was supposed to be out in like 2017, but it's now coming out in 2019. So it's just such. Oh, maybe even been 2016. I'm not actually sure now that I think about it, but there are so many things that do happen, like games do get delayed slightly. There's possibility that they ran into a big bug that took a very long time to fix because, as far as I know from game design, I think I mentioned this in my other video, but as far as I know from game design, one bug can cause hundreds of bugs once fixed. So that could be quite big. They could not quite be ready. They could need to spruce up a lot of the stuff. They could need a couple of levels more to complete. And also, they could be working on some extra stuff, some extra ideas. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get maybe a little bit of DLC kind of extra on top of the game, just to say sorry. I'm not saying that will be a thing, so please don't take that as a definite, but I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like they've been under a lot of fire, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, yeah, sorry guys, here's DLC. Because I imagine they're going to bring out DLC. I mean, they did for Crash. I know I'm comparing everything to Crash, but basically what's happening to Crash is going to be happening to Spyro just like a year and a half later. So yeah, that's honestly my thought right now. Obviously the game just isn't complete yet, and I would rather have a complete game than a rushed game that has so many issues with it. And yeah, if you ever think, why, like, I don't want to wait 2 months, then look at Enter the Dragonfly and be like, actually, I will happily wait 2 months. So yeah, that's kind of a comparison, I suppose. So they want to do, they need to do it right, and I think they are planning on doing it right, and that's why they pushed it back. It would obviously be a very, very difficult decision, both financially and business wise, because a lot of people will be upset, and I understand that some people are upset, but I don't think it's worth cancelling pre-orders because it just means that the game is gonna be almost perfect. I can't say perfect because there's always going to be a glitch or something that kind of gets through. Hopefully it won't be anything game breaking, but you know, sometimes these things happen. They will obviously send out to game testers and stuff, which is basically running into a wall 5 million times and seeing if you can kind of clip through it. But yeah, that's kind of my thought here, my comparison. So I'm going to end this off. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Share this with a friend because I'm aiming for 400 subs by the end of the month. We're on 381 at the minute, which is absolutely fantastic. At the time of recording, probably gone down a couple now, but hey, yeah. Please share it with a friend that you know loves Spyro. Get them over here because I'm going to be producing all this Spyro content. But that is it. I'm out of here, so I'll see you soon.